All right, we are back. We, as in me, myself, and the 27 other personalities that I'm just fucking with you. That I ain't, no, I ain't. I might be a little off, but I ain't that goddamn off. Um, Welcome back. This is episode 8 of the Auntie's Tired podcast with your tired ass auntie, Nese. Short story time. I did not record episode 8. I recorded episode 9. I edited episode 9 and then turned around and was getting ready to post episode 9 when I was going through my whole like YouTube history or I have a playlist for all of these put together and I'm counting and I'm like, I know I ain't slow, but I'm pretty sure 8 comes before 9 and after 7 there was no episode 8. I can't even begin to tell y'all what happened, but I'm almost certain I tried to shoot it, thought I finished it, maybe did a million takes like I do anytime I do one of these, and it is probably resting somewhere and slowly decaying in my phone. Just want to say that Apple storage is probably the biggest scam ever. It's probably the only thing that I do not like about Apple products. I am a lifelong Android user. Lifelong Android user. I had one LG and the rest were every Samsung, Note, Galaxy, Note, Ultra, S Note, all the different variations. Basically, now that they've condensed the Note series and what is it, the S series together, it's basically the same fucking phone. They just decided to give the S series. Is it the S series? I think it is S series. They get the S series as stylus like they did the Note series. It's the same fucking phone. They just got tired of making the same phone. And oops, here's a little punch out for a stylus. It's not me shit talking Android. Honestly, a phone's a fucking phone. A phone's a fucking phone. And you gonna need to use it to make phone calls. And all of the other weird shit we do with phones. I didn't come into this with a subject matter, but I think I just want to call it a little chit chat because episode 9 was a chit chat. I didn't really have a topic, to be real. I do want to say going into 2024 that going into 2024, I do really think that we need to watch the company that we keep, especially if you're trying to elevate. If for some reason your elevating bothers another person, then you might need to reevaluate your friendship. Salem, chill, bro. You loud. For what? I'm gonna kick you out. You gonna go out there and then be fucking mad that you're out there. And then I'm gonna have to let you in. I don't want to keep stopping and starting this. You're in here. You are in here for the next hour. For those of you that don't know, I have a cat named Salem. He's a black cat, and he's just now gaining weight. He's just not gaining size. I'm almost certain that he was the runt. I wouldn't have known because he was given to me wrapped up in a blanket. He doesn't like anybody in the house but me and the dog. We have a 75-pound pit boxer, and you would think that he'd be afraid of him. No, that's his best friend in the house. Wild, right? But I touched on this in episode 9, and I have to kind of keep referencing it because I did episode 9 first, and I fucked up. It happens. But when you are trying to elevate and you're trying to reach your certain goals and you're moving into a different space in your life, it is very important to understand that although you love and care for people, you can't take everybody with you. Everybody ain't gonna be happy for you. That is the long and the short of it. In 2024, I don't want to say be more selfish, because that's not, when people say be more selfish, I don't think that they intentionally mean being a fucking asshole and being selfish and me, but I do think that it means worrying about yourself first, minding your business, handling your business. I kind of think that's where people have gone with it. Whether or not that's, other people's interpretation of it, that's their business. There are so many of y'all right now that I know for a fact just want to do better and are trying to do better, but you're treading that line between your old life and your new life. And sometimes your old life and your new life are going to clash in the way of who you hang out with. Not everybody can go with you. And as sad of a sentiment as that is, sometimes you didn't realize you needed them moved until they were removed. Some people may be okay with this to a degree. And you are allowed to grieve situations that end and friendships that end and shit like that. You're allowed to grieve that. Nobody's saying, oh, you got to just move on and be happy. That policing people's emotions shit pisses me the fuck off. People are allowed to feel the shit that they're feeling. They are. And you may think that one person's being over dramatic, and whole time that they've been holding shit in. Whole time they've been holding shit in. So now that their appearance of being over dramatic isn't even them being over dramatic. It's just that straw that broke the camel's back. You are allowed to grieve friendships that end. You are allowed to grieve relationships that end. You are allowed to grieve the loss of another person's presence in your life. But what you aren't allowed to do, and yeah, I'm being that auntie, you are not allowed to allow that to stop you. Because some of y'all are so close. Some of y'all are so close to your goal, you don't even realize it. I think that you need to make sure that you're having fun while trying to attain it. Like, the whole point of loving what you do is that you love what you're doing. You don't want it to feel like work. And some people enjoy their jobs. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, everybody's job's fucking shitty. No, that's not true. But I do feel like it's a shared sentiment for a great deal of society, and the part of society that's my age and younger. So the millennials, and okay, so it's Gen Z, and then the Gen Zers are going to be raising which one, the alphas. I have alphas. I think I got one Gen Zer, and then the other three are alphas. And let me tell you something, alpha children don't give a fuck. Listen, baby, alpha children are bred different. I don't know why them little motherfuckers don't have no fear, but they don't. Okay, they're built different. Like the dude that had the egg, and then the little girl afterwards, she's just kind of like, and does the exact same thing with less effort and showmanship. But y'all are so close. Y'all are so fucking close. Y'all are so fucking close. You got to stay focused. You got to buckle down. You got to make sure that whatever it is that you are trying to get to, you have to eliminate distractions. You need to get disciplined. You need to get focused. All goals require some form of discipline. If your goal is to get in shape, you're going to have to get disciplined about your diet. Not saying that you have to starve yourself and participate in unhealthy behaviors, but you have to discipline yourself, that you know that your diet is a huge contributing factor in whether or not you gain or lose weight. I'm a photographer and an artist. I know that I have to be disciplined about the way that I manage my time. If I keep putting things off because I have a lot of time sensitive things that I do, I'm going to be overwhelmed and bogged down with the amount of work that I have to do instead of spreading it out and managing my time. Discipline. Sorry, my hoodie got caught underneath my boobs. Discipline. If you want to sit and learn something, you are going to have to cut all of the other distractions out. You can learn things and have fun while learning things, but if the fun starts to outweigh the focus that you need to in order to learn whatever it is you're trying to learn, you're lacking discipline. If your goal is to, I don't fucking know, grow a plant, you need to be disciplined about the schedule, the watering schedule. If you use plant food, the feeding schedule, you're going to have to be disciplined or the plant is going to die. Okay? I think I made my point. Either way it goes, you guys are really close. And I'm telling you this because I'm right there with you. I'm going to be real. I never saw myself being anything else other than an artist. And then my love for photography hit. I think I might have been, I think I might have been in my early teens, but I do remember my mother always having point and shoot cameras. So then, like, okay, so I'm about to tell my age here. My mother had these point and shoot cameras. You got them from the drugstore. They came in a box and they were typically Kodak or Fujifilm, but for the most part, most of them were usually Kodak, right? I was always the one with them. And the most fun came from wondering how they looked once they came out. And then I'm like, okay, I like this. I love this. When I got to high school and found out that they had a photography class, I cried my ass off when I found out that the fucking class was full because I just wanted to so bad. And then I got the opportunity. When did I meet Miss Rogers? My senior year of high school. Ain't that some shit? I had to wait. I've been in every art class that I could get myself into in school. I loved art. I loved painting. The first time I really, really enjoyed painting, I was in middle school. See, I was a person that always used like pencils and color pencils and markers and shit like that, Sharpies and shit. But I really, really like honed in on, oh, painting's fun when I had to have been like 12 because I remember the stool. But the art teacher had a bunch of these, I don't know, they were probably about 2 or 3 feet tall stools. And she wanted us to paint them. And of course, I'm the class artist. So I'm just like, fuck yeah, I'm about to paint me a fucking stool, bitch. But I remember enjoying it. I remember just being calm. Anytime I was in an art class, I was chill. That was my thing. That was my jam. I didn't give a fuck about nothing else that was going on. That was my jam. But my whole entire life, I've never seen myself as anything other than being an artist. I wanted to be an artist when I grew up. I wanted to be a painter. I wanted to be a photographer. I wanted to be all of this shit. I wanted to be that. And here I am, 35 years old. Again, the timeline for these videos is out of order. Kiss my ass. But I have a studio space. I have a motherfucking studio space, bitch. I do a lot of the local giddy ups, local shows. They have Art in the Park down in Sarah T. Bolton, Beach Grove. There we go. Because I get Irvington and Beach Grove mixed up. But there's a lot of different little art scenes here in Indianapolis. And I say little because that's just the way I talk. But there's a lot of them. But I've done raw artist shows. I've put on and hosted 2 of my own shows. And I did very well during those shows. I'm really happy about the support I got. There was some shady shit going on in the background of those that I'm very well aware of, but I chose not to address it because giving that power versus giving my happiness and energy more power over that negativity, I would have stole my own joy that day. But the smaller functions, so I've done the it's in Beach Grove, but it's like almost like a First Fridays thing, but the main street is a strip and they have everybody set up on the street. I can't remember what it's called, if it's like Art on Main Street, something like that. But either way it goes, a bunch of us vendors, artists and jewelry makers and just anybody that's into crafts. It sets up on both sides of the street all the way down for, I don't know, maybe a few blocks. Because Beech Grove is it's a small town. And it's super quiet. It's super chill. But I've been doing these and I didn't realize that those people that I was meeting would be pivotal in where I'm at currently. And I feel like everybody's so quick to want to skip steps, but you're forgetting that the most important part is the journey. That's how you learn. I'm terrible. Outside of giving my daily speeches at work and walking around a warehouse and cussing all fucking day, outside of that, I'm actually really bad at talking to strangers. As a child, that is a wonderful thing. As an adult, not so sure. But those people, meeting Kelsey and meeting Blue and then meeting Sam, like, you never know who's going to stop by your booth. It was the art in the park down in Beech Grove that I'm not sure if my mic is on. Pause real quick. It wouldn't be an Auntie's Tired podcast if I didn't have a reason to pause and jump cut. But Art in the Park is where I met Sam. And part of me feels like I met Sam at another event near Beech Grove or near Irvington. But either way it goes, I fucked up that morning, got all the way down to Beech Grove. I know my way down there by heart now, okay? So I'm hauling ass on the interstate. And if you know me, I drive pretty fucking fast when I don't have my children in the car. I try not to, but then if a right song comes on, I just get to vibing. My driving patterns are probably why my rotors were fucked up. I accept these things. That's accountability, children, and that's the reason why Auntie has officially started to slow down. Because I don't want to keep paying for brakes and rotors. My shit was so bad, I needed calipers. Here's a tip from your auntie. Baby, cars are expensive. Cars are expensive. And you know what's even more expensive than the actual car? The fucking upkeep. Because the shit just be happening suddenly. Now, granted, my brakes happened over a period of time. They were squealing. I'm thinking, oh, I just need some fucking pads, right? Got the pads done. Okay? Got the fucking pads done. Rode them another 6 months, and I'm like, why is my shit squealing again? I needed calipers. I needed rotors. Because I drive like a goddamn menace. Anyway, so I fucked up that morning. And when I tell you, I was so mad at myself. I got all the way down there and realized I had forgotten my tent. Another thing that I am grateful for, my Uncle Johnny, my mother's brother, that's my baby. I love my uncle. I do. My uncle has no chill. And you know what? I wouldn't have him any other way. But my uncle bought that tent for me for another event because I needed a tent to be outside. I'd actually asked him if I could borrow one of his. And he was like, what do you need it by? Tell him, Daddy. He was like, because we work in the same complex of businesses, which is hilarious. But ended up going over there. And he had one for me. This same tent, a few months later, I left it. I fucking left it. I left it. I got all the way down to fucking Beech Grove, almost 30 minutes away from my goddamn house, and realized that I had fucking left the tent. I bring all my shit, all my paintings. I'm lugging shit because I also forgot the damn hand cart that I have. And for those of y'all that don't know what a hand cart is, it's just a small dolly. That's all it is. I forgot her. I forgot both of them. I get down there and I'm super fucking embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. And I tell Kelsey, who I've been to several events that she and other members of the community have hosted. I get down there and I tell Kelsey, I will be right back. There is no reason that I should have made it back to my house and back to Beech Grove in 30 minutes. Because it is 30 minutes one direction. Sir, it's 30 minutes one direction. I was so mad at myself, but I was like, okay, I'm going to quit kicking myself. The thing hasn't even started. If you've been to any fucking art bazaar, fair, anything like that, you know that the first, right before opening and right after opening sometimes can be a little bit slow. So you actually do have time to get your life together. I lugged that fucking tent from the back of Tank out to where my shit was, and then realized I was too fucking short. Okay, the first time I ever had to use a tent, somebody else set it up for me. I was too short to get the damn thing all the way up, fully extended. So when I finally get my life together, I'm sitting at my booth and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy this. Because it's supposed to be the last one for the year anyway, for me anyway. And Sam came by my booth. It's either a day or a few days later, because right there gets a little grainy where the time is. But I know it was in the same week. I get a message. From a Sam. And I'm like, Sam? Go to profile. I'm like, oh, I remember him. Hey, do you mind coming down to the Maryland Rose Center? I think you have an opportunity that you might be interested in. Something along those lines, right? And I'm just like, Maryland Rose Center? I'm going to backtrack a little bit further. There was this thing called Indie Walls here. There was a lot of controversy around it, but it was part, if I'm not mistaken, it's part of the Maryland Rose Center, was a bunch of legal walls. It's like a 100-year-old warehouse, but there was a whole thing about it. I'm not going into it because I'm not well versed in the tea, and it's not my business. But last year, at the time of recording this is 2024. This was supposed to be, you get it. So it would have been 2022. I really, really wanted to go down there. And every fucking time I was supposed to go down there, something happened. I remember typing in the GPS one day, and the GPS taking me down a totally different street. I'm like, I guess I'm just not meant to go to this place. I go down and realize that it's the same place that Indie Walls was. And I'm like, holy shit. Totally different scene. Again, none of my business about what the fuck happened. I get down there and talk to Sam. Sam's like, hey, we think that your work would fit here. Would you like to display here? And I'm like, hell yeah, the fuck? And not so enthusiastic, because a lot of times I'm pretty fucking shy in front of people. But now the people I do know, clowning. Other than that, introverted. Don't ask me to do anything like that. So he gives me a tour, like a light tour of the place, tells me what it's all about, and then tells me that there's a waiting list for one of the studio spaces in the Maryland Rose Center. I'm like, okay. Okay. I picked the Heathens Hall space, partially because I think the fucking word, the fucking phrase, title Heathens Hall was fucking dope, and the art that was in Heathens Hall was fucking dope at the time, before the rotation. And there was an opening night, and it's an opening night, and my stuff was on display in the Maryland Rose Center for a month, along with some pretty dope ass fucking artists. If I have the video still from that night, which I'm pretty sure I do, I'll go ahead and insert them toward the end of this, but I'm just trying to do this little chit chat us. I'm probably not going to do any of my usual little inserts here and there, because this is just a one-shot deal. 2 shots because I had to pause. Had I not gone through the steps, trying to skip steps, I wouldn't have met Sam. Had I not gone to all I won't say little, but the smaller events, the local events. I've done Fountain Square. I'm going to be all the way honest. I did not enjoy my time in Fountain Square, not because of the people, not because of anything that anyone did. The wind kept knocking people's stuff over. At one point, we were hearing people's ceramic creations hit the ground and shatter. The wind was awful. I did not enjoy it. We kept having to hold the tent down. It was a lot. But again, things we do in the steps, not every step is going to be a sturdy one. You might step on a step that's got a fucking piece of rot in it, but you're going to still go up to the next one. I got studio space in the Maryland Rose Center. I got put on the waiting list in November, did a show down in Irvington with a bunch of, and it was a bazaar, it was Arts Bazaar, with a bunch of other creative people. So everybody had their booth, and everybody was so friendly, and everybody was so chill, and ran into some family down there, and there's Sam again. And I'm like, oh hey, realizing that all these people know each other in some sort of capacity. It may even be just acquaintances, but everybody knows somebody that knows everybody. And he walks by, I'm like, what's up, bro? Mind you, I'm stuffing my face because my fat ass was hungry. Walks by and he's just like, oh, what's up? I'm like, hey. Before he leaves my booth, he tells me, you're next in line for studio space. Fast forward to the end of December, and your girl got her keys. And I have a 6-month residency. Yay. I said all of that long-winded ass unorganized story to tell y'all that you're close. And you never know how close you actually are. But if you quit, you're stuck. You don't have to quit. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay to stop. It's okay to stop, start. But keep starting. Keep going. Don't let the internet have y'all out here thinking that everything happens overnight, because it does not. I am 35 years old. Okay? I am not ashamed of my age. Look at me. I am 35 years old. I am not ashamed of my age. I am not ashamed of the things that I've gone through, and I'm not ashamed of the journey that I've had. I do not think that social media is a bad thing, but it is not the only thing. It is not the only way to do anything. So please don't have these people out here having y'all think that that's the only way, because it's not. Be mindful of your company and don't give up. Don't give up, for real. Y'all don't understand. I am so tired. I'm so tired right now. Oh boy. You know, I realize as I've gotten older too, that when your mama said that everybody ain't one of your, when your mama said that everybody ain't your friend, she meant that shit. And it's even more prevalent now. It's okay to outgrow people. I was trying to find a good way to put that. It's okay to outgrow people. It is. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to find, like the shit you used to find funny, it's okay for you to be annoyed by it, because it just means that you've outgrown it. You can have fond memories of something, and it could also get on your nerves in your current state of mind. Like, me and my cousins used to love wrestling. We were children. Got to go to 2 of the events, have fun, and stay up all night, and all kind of shit. We used to think we was Power Rangers, too. I'm 35, and when I look back at some of that, I'm like, damn, this shit's low-key corny. But the memories I have with it during that time, wonderful. It just means that you've grown up. I really want people to understand that growing in yourself isn't always going to be easy. It is not going to always be hard either. It's kind of ebbs and flows. Some of y'all might be in relationships where you feel like you're outgrowing your partner. I'm not one to tell anybody to walk away or do anything like that. But, and it's not a huge but you'll know, you'll know, you'll know if you keep maturing and the other party doesn't. If you keep progressing forward and the other party doesn't. It is okay to have those realizations, and it is also okay to be like, either I need to address it or I need to go, because nobody deserves to be miserable. Growing in yourself and outgrowing things is also a beautiful thing, because of different versions of yourself that you've shed over the years. You shed what you don't need anymore. You do. You just shed what you don't need anymore. And sometimes we get so caught up on what's familiar, we try to hold on to it. I know y'all ain't out here holding on to dry skin. I know y'all ain't out here holding on to sunburnt skin, because all that shit eventually cracks and sheds, does it not? In order to heal and regenerate, it has to fall off. That's what happens with your older self. Y'all, I have been holding this bottle of fucking tea this entire time. Okay? This is my shit. Alright? Well, I don't know if it's even tea. What is this? I know it's kombucha. Juice. Oh, okay, so from fermented tea. That's probably why it's so fucking spicy. Just nasty. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The front end of this, it is kind of fucking gross. Oh, shit. There's so much shit that needs to be left in 2023. It really does. But I think everybody needs to decide individually what it is that they need to leave in 2023. I know we've usually got the list, and I know some things as a collective we have decided that we need to leave in 2023. But you need to look into yourself and into your goals and decide what cannot go with you. Everything can't go with you. Can't. I just can't. I think we need to also be a little bit more present in our own lives instead of watching other people's lives. We need to mind our business. We need to mind our business. We need to drink water and mind our business. We are at a point, especially us, the millennial generation, we don't have time to keep entertaining bullshit. I know so many of y'all that want so much more, but you get distracted. We need to be more present in our own spaces. We need to be more present in our own lives. We just do. You always got your head in your fucking phone. Everything is going by. You ever see those people and you know that they're on their phone because when you are following behind them in traffic, they're slightly going this way or slightly going this way, or you could tell they're driving with their fucking knee, but they're not actually tall enough to drive with their fucking knees, so the car's doing one of these. That's what happens when you're not present. You're all over the fucking place instead of in your fucking lane. Straight up. You're not in your fucking lane if you're not present. And that, children, is how car accidents happen. That, children, is how your life becomes a fucking wreck. Anyway. Be more present. Do the things that you like to do without being fearful of what someone else might think. Who the fuck gives a shit? If you like something that somebody else doesn't like, are you going to stop enjoying it just because they don't fucking like it? If you do, you need to be punched expeditiously. You need to be rabbit punched in the back of your head, because who the fuck gets to decide for you what you like? Be more present. Go outside. I don't know who needs to fucking hear this, but go the fuck outside. Go the fuck outside. Get off of your phone. Get out of your house. Go the fuck outside. Touch some grass. Okay? Touch some grass. And when you get done touching some grass, go find one of them little green electrical boxes and sit on it and just watch some clouds. Go back to being a teenager in the fucking apartments. I don't know who needs to hear this. Be more present. Be more present. If you have kids, participate in your kids' lives. Do not leave it strictly on one party, whether you're the single mother or the single father. Do not leave it on the other party to take up your slack. Be more fucking present. Be more present, because you are the only reason that is stopping you from being more present. You're distracted, or either you're selfish, one of the two. But be more present with your kids. Be more present with your kids, 2024. Okay? Okay. Be more present. Be more present. Be more present in what you're eating. Some of y'all sit in front of the TV and just mindlessly eat. And I know for some people it is a coping mechanism. I know some people just zone out when they eat. But be more present. Enjoy your fucking food. Seriously, enjoy your food. Enjoy what you've made or whatever it is you bought. Because some of y'all, again, can't boil water. And it's okay if you can't boil water, sis. But don't try and boil it if you know you can't boil it, because house fires are real. And if you do not know how to boil water, baby, I need you to go ahead and I need you to go find somebody's mama. They got the little fat on the back of her arm, and I'm going to need you to go ahead and have her show you how to boil some water. But be more present when you're eating, when you're dining. If you're dining out with friends, put your fucking phone down. Let me tell you something. Unless you are showing us a recipe, most people on the internet don't care what your fucking plate looks like. What is this? 2011 Instagram? No, we don't care what your fucking plate looks like. We don't care if your sugar daddy paid for it. More power to you if he did. But we don't care. Just enjoy. Everything is not an Instagram moment. Everything's not a moment for fucking Facebook. Be more present in real life. Because half of y'all, if you are posting for yourself, more power to you. More fucking power to you. But for those of y'all that are just posting just to think you're flexing nuts, nobody truly gives a shit. We got bills, kids, 4 different fucking wars, and expensive ass groceries and bills to worry about. We don't care what your plate looks like. Just be more present and enjoying the motherfucking plate, okay? Be more present, children. Be more present. It's okay. It's okay that some of us have to dissociate and zone out. And I get it. The world is a fucking scary place. And sometimes you just need a break from everything. I'm not saying that. But when I'm saying that your whole entire life has started to fall apart and you are just a bystander in it because you're choosing to be a fucking bystander, then, baby, I don't know what else to tell you other than to be more present. Take accountability. Being more present is taking accountability for the role that you play in your own fucking life. It is not anybody else's responsibility to get your shit together except for you. And anybody that is hindering you from getting your shit together needs to go ahead and go find them something else to do, like play in traffic. Be more present. No, Salem. Nah, bruh. Remember this conversation we had almost an hour ago. You are not getting out of this room because I do not want to get up and let you out. You are in here with mom. Deal with it, tiny cat. Congratulate other people. Congratulate other people. Because everything isn't about you. Congratulating other people does not mean that your shine is somehow being taken. If the sun keeps the planet warm, don't you think there's just enough for all of us? The sun doesn't solely just shine for you. Its function is to shine for all. Its function is to keep things warm. Its function is how vegetation gets It's life. The sun does not revolve around you. So if you are in a space where you share the same, I don't know, title. So let's just use a rapper. There's enough space for everybody to. It's enough space for everybody to get theirs. It is. You motherfuckers get on my nerves with that shit. Learn to congratulate other people. It's not it's not minimalizing anything that you're doing. It's not taking away from your personal fucking accomplishments to tell somebody else congratulations, to be happy for somebody else. Some of y'all are really quick to reduce somebody else's shit out of your own insecurity. Congratulate other people. Congratulate other people. In your journey, artists, musicians, podcasters, people that make fucking TV shows, writers, anybody that has a thing, their thing, and somebody else may have the same thing as you, but y'all are going to do that thing differently. Now, the outcome may be similar, but it's not going to have the same stank on it. Your stank on something and somebody else's stank on something, two different stank ons. Stank on you. But, for real though, I'm sleepy. But it is. Some people think, oh, well, I created this, and so this is my lane, and nobody else can. Okay, girl, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because at the end of the day, there is enough room for everybody. Don't let people create this mindset of lack to make you think that you have to be a fucking dickhead in order to succeed. You can congratulate other people on your way to the top of your ladder. You can congratulate other people on the way to the top of their ladder. It's not going to make your movement stop. It's not going to make your movement do anything because your lane is different from theirs. Don't be like that. Don't be problematic. Don't be problematic. This shit is spicy. Wow. All the ginger. All the ginger. But don't be a fucking dickhead. Don't do that. Y'all are better than that. I think everybody needs to love a little bit more too. But one size fits all isn't necessarily how love works. We'll use my dad, for example. My dad is an old army man, and he was, I won't necessarily say he was like super strict or anything like that growing up, but he did have his rules. He did. He had his rules. Some of which I think may have carried over from the military. Like when we first got up, it's all, you make sure that you fold all these blankets up and vacuum this floor. And we was like, okay. I used to hate when he would tell me to do the dishes and there's like one thing in the sink. And I'm like, really? Like that whole started. Anyway, my dad shows his love through acts of kindness. He is not an outwardly or overly emotional person. Whereas my mom, she's not overly or outwardly emotional either, but she is a little bit more. And my mom shows her love in different ways. Excuse me. We need to learn that other love languages outside of our own exist. We shouldn't demonize people because they don't love the way that we do. Some people have a harder time expressing love or feelings of affection simply because maybe that's just not them. Maybe there's something trauma related behind it, or maybe they just have their own way of doing so. But I think we need to stop thinking that there's just this one size fits all way to show people that you love them. Oh, you didn't tell me you loved me today. And I mean, but do they show you in other ways? I feel like it's a mutual thing with expressing love and affection. Love isn't always romantic either. It can be platonic. And people that don't think this usually are pretty insecure. I tell my friends I love my friends. I ain't got no problem telling my friends I love my friends. I ain't got no problem doing that. Am I outwardly, overly emotional? I'm ragey more than I am lovey-dovey. Now with my kids, yes. These are my kids, the fuck. But I'm not an overly, outwardly, lovey-dovey person. I'm not like that. I used to be, but over time I've just kind of been like, people stank. But learn the love languages of the people around you. And know that they might be, you might have two people that are really, really affectionate, and that's perfectly fine. And then you might have two people that are not. It's okay to learn. Learn people. Learn you something. And that's really all I got on that one. I'm just kind of getting them off the top of my head and off my chest as we go. I'm pretty sure I'm at an hour though already. I think I want to finish this off with saying to the generational curse breakers, you are not problematic for not putting up with shit that you have seen that you know is a problem and is toxic. You are not the problem. Calling the problem out does not make you a problem. For those of you who are out here breaking generational curses, whatever they may be, poor money management, toxic parenting, not calling out narcissistic or abusive behaviors, just all those little things, because generational curses for one person may not be the same for another. Let's just put that out there, okay? But for those of y'all that are breaking those curses, which means changing that mindset and counteracting that behavior that has plagued people and generations before you in your own family, I love you. I love you, because I know a lot of y'all are standing on business, and standing on business can be lonely sometimes, especially when everybody wants to be more comfortable in the bullshit, because then that means that everyone who participated in said bullshit has to take accountability for their bullshit. Really, Salem? You're just... Ooh, this cat, he is wearing me out. Those of y'all that are breaking those generational curses, I love you. The men that are out here protecting women, and you know what? I know people are going to feel some type of way, but I have to say this as a black woman. The black men that are protecting the black women, I love you. The black men that are not demonizing black women, I love you. The black men who are raising their children, and are active fucking fathers, more power to you. The black men that co-parent wonderfully, without giving the mama a headache or thinking that she's your fucking property because you had kids with her. Those black men, I love y'all. The black men that are safe haven for black women, I love y'all. I don't think y'all get enough praise or recognition. I know I talk my shit, but at the end of the day, I know a lot of black women that don't feel protected by the men in their own race. And it is a sad reality. But for those of you that are out there and you do exist, I see y'all. And I love y'all. Black women who are in their soft girl era, black women that are in their ratchet girl era, black women that are in their hoe phase, black women that are in their I'm about to go back to school phase, black women that are in their boss bitch. Hey, look here. I love you. I love y'all. Again, I am not outwardly affectionate, and I sound very dry when I say those things, but I do mean them. I mean them. This does not mean that I don't love anybody else or anybody that supports me or my channel or anything like that, but there's such a negative connotation around black people and the way that we handle each other. And I feel in a way that it is somewhat true, but as a totality, no, it's not. It's not. Because black people be the first ones to welcome you in and feed your motherfucking ass. And let me tell you something. If you ever get invited to your black friend's house and somebody in that house gives your ass a nickname, you might as well go ahead and get comfortable, big dog. Because the second we nickname your ass, you family. This does not mean I don't love anybody else less. It just means that I need to speak to my people a little more. I love y'all. Even you problematic motherfuckers. Even you motherfuckers that need your ass whooped. I love you. Thank you for coming to this Auntie's Tired podcast. In my room chit chat. Pause halfway through, tangent, story, advice, column, TED Talk. I just wanted to kick it with y'all for a little bit. I didn't have an episode 8. I didn't. But to recap, you're going to outgrow people while you are coming up in your dreams. Or your dreams are becoming a reality. You are not going to be able to skip steps. You're not. Each step builds character. It builds rapport with people. It teaches you something for the next step that you're going to be on. And sometimes you stay on the same step because you are trying to skip it. You ever try to skip stairs? Going up the stairs, if you try to skip steps and you miss a step, oh baby, it's some of the most painful shit. And coming from a clumsy motherfucker like myself, let me tell you, hitting your shin on a step or your foot slipping from the front and your toes do that weird thing, baby, listen, that's a life lesson for you. Don't skip steps. Take your time and go up the stairs like you got some motherfucking sense. It's the same thing with your dreams. Take it step by step. That way you're not missing lessons. When you skip steps, you miss lessons, and then you end up learning them lessons the hard way. You can't buy your way into everything. You can't skip steps. You can't bypass experiences. Slow y'all asses down a little bit. Stop trying to be where everybody else is at. That whole trying to keep up with the Joneses and shit. And the Joneses ain't got nothing to keep up with no way. That. That is so spicy. Oh, it's the bottom of the bottle too. Oh, it's so spicy. It's so spicy. It's so spicy. Okay. It's okay to mature. It's okay to outgrow. It's okay to flourish. It's okay to let go. It's okay to love people the way that you know how to. It is not okay to harm people, injure people, take advantage of people. It's not okay. I don't know if anybody has ever told y'all that, but it's not. Learn other people's love languages. Okay? People love differently. That is okay. People learn to love based on their experiences, and some people didn't grow up in love. Some folk learned to grow up in survival. Have patience with those people. It is not their fault. And if somebody doesn't take the way that you're giving your love, then be patient with them, because patience is love too. It's giving people the space and grace to blossom or to come forward. Stop trying to make people feel bad because you mad that they didn't move or jump when you said jump. I love you. You didn't say it back. Bitch, I just met you. Hi first. Again, quit skipping steps. Shit. I love y'all. I love all of y'all. I don't want y'all to ever think, oh, she only loves black people. I don't want any fucking narratives being painted here. I don't want any narratives being painted here. I am so grateful for the space that I have been invited into. I am so grateful for the people that I have met, all walks of life, races, colors, creeds, religions, head shapes, body types. I'm grateful for every fucking person I have met along the way in my 35 years, even the motherfuckers that tested my gangster, because it was lessons to be learned from them too. This concludes episode 8 of the Auntie's Tired podcast. I would say this is Tank. This is a part of my bedroom that I hurried up and turned into a space to be able to talk to y'all. Don't judge me. I love y'all. At the time of filming this, it is January 2nd, 2024. My videos, my last 3 are going to be out of order and you will deal. So I am going to say in this video, Happy New Year. For those of y'all that recognize January 1st as your New Year, Auntie thinks that the New Year for the planet is the first day of spring, at least in this hemisphere. Is our seasons based off of hemispheres? Are they based off of whatever side of the world that you live on? Okay, whenever winter ends here and spring starts here, that's the New Year that I think of. But I do still want to wish y'all a happy New Year. 2023 really turned everyone every which way but loose. Turn him loose. He needs some milk. We need more than just milk at this point. But make the best of this year and don't rush anything. Take it from your auntie. The older you get, look, I'm gonna give you some advice as Lady Jeanette gave me. After 21, everything fucking speeds up. Everything accelerates. You don't need to rush anything else that time is already doing. Be present. Just enjoy your life. Don't doom scroll either. Don't do that shit. Because if you keep doing it, you're just going to be a paranoid hot ass mess and you ain't never going to go outside. And again, go the fuck outside. Go outside. In 2024, let's go outside. I know we couldn't really go outside like that. Was that over the summer with all the wildfire smoke? Where I live at, we had hella wildfire smoke. And we wasn't even in fucking Canada, baby. The smoke was so fucking thick, it was inside of our warehouse. I don't ever want to go through that shit again. So let me rephrase that. Go outside. As long as the air quality ain't gonna kill you. But no, y'all, this concludes episode 8 of the Auntie's Tired podcast. I'm your tired ass Auntie Nese. Y'all like my Grateful Dead hoodie? Hold on. Okay. Again, the chi-chis. But look, it's so cute. And I got the pants to match it too. I did not wear them today. I wore all black pants because I wasn't trying to search for them. No, not before going to work. Just grab the first thing I found and put it on. As long as it's black and matches, I'm good. All right, y'all. All right. Until episode 9, which is already done. I love y'all. Good night. Bye.